Hi guys, give everybody just a minute to jump on. It's just right at 9 o'clock. I try to be on time, at least on Facebook. Maybe not all the time in real life. Just ask my boss. She fusses at me at least once a week. Alright, give everybody just a few minutes to jump on, then I'll get right into everything. So for everybody that watches the replay, this isn't, like miserable, like, oh my gosh, is she ever going to get to the class? And you have to fast forward the first 3 or 4 minutes there. Alright, so give everybody just a few minutes here. I have my computer ready. I am so excited about the new starter kits that came out this month. They are awesome. They have this buddy right here in them, guys, the Desert Mist Diffuser. I have mine where it's changing colors. It's one of my favorite settings. It also has a candle flicker setting. I love, love, love it. And now the Desert Mist is in the diffusers. In the starter kit, so I'm really excited. All right, so give it just another minute. Most of you guys know me. For those of you that don't, my name is Christina Hartzell. I use Young Living Essential Oils. I've been using them for right at 3 years now. I absolutely love them and use them every day, all the time, all day long. So, hi Candy, hi Melissa, thanks you guys for watching. We'll go ahead and get started. Basically, the whole reason I got into essential oils was for cleaning. I wanted something better to clean with. You guys have heard me tell that before. You've heard the stories on it, that sort of thing. But tonight, I have my notes, and I'm going to go by them a little bit, but I'm also kind of going to go by the seat of my pants here, so we'll see how it goes, okay? For those of you that know me, that's kind of off for me. I usually have my typed notes, and I go by those. So we're going to kind of go a little different tonight, because I have a lot I want to show you. Especially for new people like you, Candy, that just got your starter kit. This is going to be some stuff. Sorry, I hit a button on the diffuser. Alright, this is going to be some stuff to show you what to do with your oils, okay? So basically, like I said, I've been using essential oils for about 3 years. I use them all day, every day. That's the tip. That's the kicker there, guys. Use them all the time. Use them daily. The more you use them, the more beneficial they are for you. It's not a one and done kind of thing. Daily exposure is what you need. That's where you get the most benefit from them. Get your diffusers going every day. Apply them to yourself. Use them in your normal everyday products. That's how you get the most benefit, the most bang for your buck. I would not pay $160 for something and let it sit on a shelf and go to waste. To me, that's wasteful. You're losing so much money. Use them. There's so much benefit there, okay? So, like I said, the way I got started using oils was to clean with. I used them to clean. And from that, I learned a whole other ways to use them. I started having trouble with my hormones, and I started researching how to use essential oils for your hormones, for hormone support, and that's a real thing. The doctors had pretty much told me that I had just, they gave me a few months. I talked to my doctor. She gave me a few months to try essential oils because I didn't want any of the options she'd given me. And within those few months, I tried Progressence Plus, Dragon Thyme, and Clary Sage, which I teach a whole class about those if you're ever interested. But I started using those oils, and within 3 months' time, everything was back to normal. And that's the difference in synthetic man-made hormones and plant-based hormones and people hormones. Synthetic hormones always, always, always have a long list of side effects and a lot of risk because they're man-made, whereas plant and people are God-made. And that to me is like the big difference. Anytime man tries to mess with something, it always messes it up. When we think we can be better than what God did, we always mess it up, or at least I do anyway. After I started using oils, like I said, I started using for all kinds of things. That was really the turning point for me. Whenever I realized, you can use essential oils for so much more than just a cleaner, or just to smell good, or just, to freshen up the air in your house, or make your dog smell good. There's so many more things you can use them for. So, for those of you that don't know, the starter kit, which Candy, you just got yours, this one right here. It's $160 if you get the basic diffuser. The Desert Mist diffuser is now in the starter kits this month, and let me spill it. And the Dewdrop, and I don't have my Dewdrop, it's in the other room, I meant to grab it. But I love the Dewdrop. I've had mine for a long time. Melissa, that's one of her favorites. It works really well, and it's durable, so if you know your kids knock it over, it does pretty good. So both of those are the $160 option. I'm going to kind of focus on the starter kit a little bit tonight. So I'm going to open this up, and let's see here. I'll show you. And Candy, make sure, did you open the bottom of your box? I've had people throw away the tops there. So make sure you open the bottom. All right, got your goodies in the bottom there. Okay, so your starter kits come with 11 different oils. These oils are your basic oils. You can do anything pretty much with these oils. And you can use them for all kinds of reasons, purposes. Had a lady message me today, and she said, I only have my starter kit. I just got it last month. What are some things I can do for skin health? And I said, well, lavender and frankincense, those are both really, really good for your skin. Throw some copaiba in there and mix it up, and it boosts the properties of those oils. Those are really good for your skin. And then she's like, well, what's really good to help boost your immune system? I'm like, thieves. So in this kit, you have, this is like the best starter kit because there's so much you can do with it. So I love the starter kit, as you can tell. Anyway, and then there's Essential Rewards. And the thing we love about Essential Rewards is that you earn money, or earn points rather, for the money you spend. I am going to buy shampoo from Young Living. I'm going to buy deodorant, and I'm going to buy my oils every month. Why? I'm going to buy them anyway, but what's awesome is I can accrue points back and use those points for free stuff. I have never went to Walmart and bought shampoo and deodorant and soap and got 25% back and points and to redeem for free stuff. At most, doing like Saving Catcher, I've gotten $2 or something. Sometimes I'll place a big order with Young Living and get like 70 points right away, and I can cash that in for free stuff. So that's what I love about Essential Rewards, because if you're using these every day to get the most benefit, you're going to need to be on Essential Rewards, because you're going to want to get more. You're going to try more oils. You want to go smell. You're going to want to smell more. So that's what I love about them. So in your starter kit, it also comes with this roller top right here, and I have mine on my Stress Away. These can be a little bit of a booger to get on. So Candy, if you have trouble with it, they kind of like twist and snap down to get on. So, or anybody else gets their new one, it's kind of like a little bit of a booger to get on. Just beware of that. I like it on Stress Away because then I can just roll it on. Smells good. You can also, people will put this on Pan Away, so they can roll the Pan Away on, that sort of thing. It's really good for those too. You could put on any of them you want. And if you want more of these, Young Living actually sells these roller tops. You can go to their website and get them with your ER order. I don't know if they have any point value or not, but you can still order them. So I didn't know that until recently. They have so much stuff, I didn't know that until recently. So I love the roller tops. So let's say you've been using your kit and you've been using it a lot and that sort of thing. And with using your kit, you run out of, your oil gets all the way down almost to the bottom. Like you get down to the bottom of the barrel. Where's my empty one here? All right, this is a really old bottle of grapefruit, guys. You can see the difference in the labels. This is an old bottle. So you get down to the end of it. These labels I didn't like as well because they didn't have any way to see them. This is an old bottle I had. So you're almost down to the end. You can just see a few drops in there. I think this one's actually empty. What you can do, there's always, when you get almost empty, there's always a few drops down on the bottom of this bottle. Always. Don't waste those. What you do, sometimes 5 or 6 drops depending on if the oil is really thick, like Vetiver, it's a really, really thick oil, and sometimes you even have to get a dropper to get it out or warm it in your hands, that sort of thing. But this one, it's not very thick. What you can do to get this top off, I've had people, they have trouble with these all the time. They actually make a tool, looks like this, and you can pop the top off with that. But if you don't have this, I got this off Amazon, came with some roller balls for free. But if you don't have this, take the cap, put it underneath here, and you pop it like that. and it falls on the floor. It comes right off the top like that, and that's super, super easy. You can get those final drops out. I don't think there's any, this one's empty. You can get those final drops out so you're not wasting anything. Hang on, let me pick that up. Because I want to show you how to put this back on. Really, really easy. This is the empty one, so I'm going to put it back on here, even though it fell on the floor. Otherwise, I'd wash it. Put it on like that. Take your cap, and you just screw it back on. And it pushes it right back in for you. You don't even have to do that. Like if it's an oil that you maybe wouldn't want on your hands, you could just put it back in there and screw it right back on. So it's super, super easy. Now, what do you do with all these empty oil bottles that you collect? You know, I have my little basket here. This is another little basket my husband got me. He got my oil shelf for me, and when he got my oil shelf, this little basket came with it, so I usually throw my empty bottles in here. So, what I do with my empty bottles, and I keep them, there's a reason I keep them, and the reason for that is I'll take the wrapper off, and now here's another good tip for you with your starter kit. You see how this made this nasty mess on here? If you take some lemon oil and you put a couple drops on here, this stuff right here will wipe right off. I mean, it'll wipe off just easy as can be. Just rub right off. So that's what's really, really awesome about your lemon oils. It takes stuff right off like that. So I'll take the wrappers off. And the proper way to clean these guys, not just soap and water. There's oil residue on the inside of here. So the best way to clean this is get some rubbing alcohol. And I usually get like a little bowl so I don't waste. Or I'll pour a little bit in here, shake it up, and let it sit. You want to put rubbing alcohol in here to get all of that oil residue off the inside of this, okay? That's the proper way to clean these. Then what I do is I save these whenever I want to make my own mixes and blends and things like that. I don't have to go buy a bunch of these, which I do buy some roller bottles. I do buy some and keep them to give away to people and things like that. But that way I don't have to. I have some of my own, and I keep them for that reason. So, I mean, plus these are already the dark color like they need to be to help kind of protect your oils from sunlight, that sort of thing. So, rinse it with rubbing alcohol. And another thing is sometimes if you screw the caps on too tightly, they'll start to crack right here at the top. This one has a sticker on it, so I'm going to show you. They'll start to crack right here at the top, right around the edge. And so it's a really good idea to have extra tops, because I've had that happen. And you don't want your oils to be evaporated because you don't have a top to go on it, because they will evaporate over time. So you want to make sure you have extra lids at least, okay? If you're like me and you're worried about them spilling, I have a tendency just to tighten it really too tight and end up cracking the top up here, okay? So that's how you clean your oil bottles, and that's how you reuse them. Now, some ideas for reusing your oil bottles, and this one is somebody tonight that watches and comments on the Facebook feed over the next day or so, and even in the live feed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make you what's called a synergy blend, and what this blend is, this is just for your diffuser. And what's really neat about this is you would take 3 different oils. I'm going to use ones from the starter kit. I'm going to do lemon, lavender, and peppermint here. Lemon, lavender, and peppermint. What they are good for, they're very good for seasonal support. We're getting ready to be in the spring of the year when we need a little bit of extra seasonal support. These are all ingestible oils you can take. You can ingest them in a pill capsule to help with that, or you can put them in your diffuser. So what a synergy blend is, that's where you take one of these empty bottles you've cleaned out, and you're going to put a bunch of drops of oil in there. Like it would be, this is just a random number, and I'll post maybe a couple recipes afterwards in the class feed just so you have some for your own. This is just going to be random. Let's say I did 10 drops of these, 10 drops of this, and 10 drops of this. I'm going to take, so that's 30 drops total. And I'm going to put it in a bottle. I probably wouldn't use a big one. I'll probably use a 5 ml one. I think I had an extra one of those in there. So I would take 10 of each of those, and I would put it in here. And then once it's in there, no carrier oil, just the oils, lemon, lavender, and peppermint, just in here. I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to let it sit for 24 hours. That's a recommended time. Once that sits for 24 hours, those oils have had a chance to blend together. So then what you do is you just take that blend you've made, and you can put that in your diffuser. Whereas normally, I would get these, and I would put 2 drops of this, and 2 drops of this, and 2 drops of this. I'm going to take my blend and put 2 to 3, maybe 3 to 4 drops of your blend. Over time, that can actually save your oils because it's a stronger smell. And when you add those oils to your diffuser, then you're not accidentally dropping in 3 drops of lemon or accidentally dropping in 4 drops of peppermint because it comes out fast. You're doing 1 or 2 drops in your or 3 or 4 of your Synergy blend, and that helps kind of save your oils over time. Plus they're already blended together and you get a much stronger smell as well. I love doing Synergy blends, and like I said, I feel like not that it saves you time, but that it does save you oils over a period of time because you're just using a couple of those instead of here, 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 and here. That sort of thing. And if you're like me and you're always in a hurry, you always end up dumping out more than you mean to. Not that it doesn't smell good, you don't get the benefit, but I like to kind of save them when I can. So that's a thing about Synergy blends. So we talked about how to open a bottle and how to mix different blends. And then I'm going to mention how to mix up one of these. This is my kid's Boo Boo roller bottle here. I don't have the recipe in front of me. I don't exactly remember what is in this one. I think it's frankincense. I'm not sure right off the top of my head. But anyway, what this is, when they get a boo-boo and it hurts or needs a little bit of extra wound healing support, they can take this and they can rub it right on there. It's already mixed with a carrier oil, and so what they can do is they can just take it themselves and do it. And they like that. They like the independence of being able to put it on themselves. So what I've done is I bought these off Amazon, or there's several other places you can get them. Abundant Health has them, and they're actually pretty cheap on there. Sometimes the shipping will get you if you want to get them to you faster. I've price compared them in Amazon. If you want them faster, go Amazon. If you don't mind waiting, Abundant Health, they're a lot cheaper, especially if you buy them in bulk. And I'll put, if you want that website, I can post in here too, Abundant Health, where you can order them. So what you'll do to make roll-ons, whatever type of roll-on you are wanting to make, an immune booster, I can smell it roll-on, a seasonal support roll-on, a sleepy time for your kids, whatever kind of roll-on you would want to make, what I do first, I would take my oils, and I actually have a little funnel. Let me show you. This makes it a little bit easier. I meant to grab it. Hang on. So I actually have this little funnel. Someone actually gave this to me, and you can buy them from Abundant Health. I have this little funnel, and what I'll do, pop the top of it here without spilling it. Hang on. These little roller tops are a little bit harder to get off. This is when I need my little tool here. All right. Okay. Well, maybe. Anyway, so what I would do is you would take your funnel. You don't have to use a funnel, guys. I didn't have a funnel for a long time. Someone just gave this to me. But this thing has been a lifesaver as far as wasting, because I can't tell you how many times I would drop a drop of oil on the outside of the thing, and then I'm like rubbing my hand on it because I don't want to waste it. I'm going to rub it up my arm or something. So this little funnel in here, I would put however many drops of oil, 10 of this, 5 of that, 6 of that, whatever recipe I was using, put them in there, and then I would put my carrier oil in on top of it. Once the carrier oil is in, what you want to do is put your roller top back on. This little tool is actually pretty neat, because what you can do is you can put it over that, and then just pops it right down like that. So, and then what you're going to do is you want to swirl. You don't want to shake, like, vigorously shake it. You want to swirl, because you don't want to break down the oils like that. So you always want to swirl them. I tell mamas, a lot of mamas get this, if you've ever breastfed or been around breast milk, you always swirled it instead of shake it, so you swirl. So that's how you can make roll-on blends. I like doing those. Like I said, they're easy to have ahead. I can make them. My kids can use them on their own. I have a couple upstairs I keep for my boys at nighttime. They can put on, and they think it's kind of fun. Plus, my youngest is spoiled rotten and wants his feet massaged because, I've done that with oil since he was a baby. Massage his feet. So now he just holds his foot up and he's like, "Feet, mama, feet." So he's spoiled rotten on that. So that is a way to do your roller blends. Okay. So let's see. I'm making sure I'm mixing everything. Okay. I'm going to talk about layering. How to layer an essential oil when you're applying it topically. Lots of times, especially for head tension support, and it's funny, my mom just jumped on, and I was just messaging her about this. Mom, I'm going to teach you how to do it right now, okay? Layering. What that means is when you're applying an essential oil to yourself, more than one at a time. So basically, I'm going to use these as an example because it's what I've used in the past. if you're an old newbie, like you and Candy are, you're kind of old newbies here. I love peppermint for head tension support. When my head is just like, oh, it's killing me. Peppermint is my go-to, and then if it needs a little bit more boost, I'll put Pan-Away on top of it. Those are what's considered hot oils, meaning when you put them on your skin, they can give a icy hot kind of sensation. I like that. For me, it feels really good and it helps. If you are new at this and you've never done this, you might want to use a carrier oil first, especially Pan-Away is even stronger. So this is how I would layer these oils, okay? I would take peppermint first, and I would put it way back here. If you don't want to get up near your eyes because it's going to burn, and you don't want to rub your eyes after because it's going to burn. If you get an essential oil in your eyes, do not rinse with water. Water and oil do not mix. What you want to do is you want to get an oil, a carrier oil, coconut, grapeseed, something like that, pat it around your eye. Or you could even flush your eye with it. I almost put my peppermint finger in my eye. I caught myself. I could smell it when I did that. That would not have been good. I've been crying on camera here. That was even a little too hot right there. It hit the bottom of my cheek right here. Anyway, so that's how easy it can be to get oils in your eye. So with your peppermint, you want to put it way back at your temples like this. I'll even take it and put it across the back of my neck like that. Sorry. I didn't even touch my eye. I touched down here with it, but I can feel it. That's why I always touch my eyes and Melissa fusses at me. So peppermint is really, really, really good for that. I love the icy hot sensation. So I'm talking about layering. So what you would do, get your Pan-Away, and this is how you would layer. You let that sit for a minute, take your Pan-Away, and you layer it on top like that. So you're making it even stronger. And that way you get the effects of both and you can feel both. And I can really feel this one. It'll go away in a second. It's not in my eye, it's just like right underneath it. My face might get red right there in a minute. I have an old hickey on my face. But anyway, if this happens, this is a really good example. I wish I had some carrier oil right here. Let me go show you. This happens, this is what you do. All right. This is the really how-to show, right? You get some carrier oil. I have a big bottle of grapeseed right here. All right. You just take it. You do it like that. Just like that. And you know what? It's already calming down because I'm layering it. I'm covering it, okay? That's exactly what you do. Yep, Candy, I got my grapeseed oil. I got it right here. So that's how you calm that down. It already feels better. And I have heard several people teach that when you're layering, it's a good. I didn't ever do this because I didn't know, but recently I've heard people teach that when you're layering like that and you're putting those on top of that, it's a good idea to get a carrier oil and layer that carrier oil over top of it. They said that's a really good idea to do that as well. I just had never done that before. So that's how you layer and what to do when you get it near your eye. That was not one I expected to teach tonight, but there you go. Okay. So let's see. Make some my next thing. Okay. How do you clean a diffuser? All right. So I'm gonna show you this really pretty one right here. I love this Desert Mist diffuser here. I'm gonna turn it off. All right. So the way this one's set up, it's got this outer cover, and I think the dewdrops are the same way. And this one comes up like this. What you want to do to clean your diffusers, again, you can use rubbing alcohol. It's really, really good to clean them. Thieves Cleaner. If you have the Thieves Cleaner, which I recommend getting because it is awesome, you can clean them with Thieves Cleaner. I can't show you because this one has water in it, but that little silver ring inside there, it's really good sometimes to get a cotton ball or a Q-tip and clean out that silver ring with rubbing alcohol. A couple other ways to clean this. Thieves oil or lemon oil, or even any of the citrus oils like orange, things like that. They're all really good to clean this with. And they work really, really well for cleaning them. Now this one is kind of dirty, and I'm showing you this one dirty. This one stays in my kiddo's room, and I try to clean it about once a week, and it's getting clean tonight. This lid here, you see how dirty that gets? And that's just because I don't use distilled water in it, because I just use our city water, and I probably should use distilled. It probably wouldn't get as dirty that quick. But what I do is I'll get the Thieves Cleaner and I'll spray the inside of this lid, and I'll take a Q-tip and run it along the inside of this rim. I don't know if the Dewdrop has this lip or not, but then I take a Q-tip and I stick it down in here and clean this inside top part up here too, because they can get kind of gunky in there. Yes, Mom, it should be. It should go in tonight. I think it's for the 2nd. It should process tonight after midnight. So tomorrow morning it should show up that it's processed. I'll double check for you. So those are some different ways you can clean it. If you don't have the Thieves Cleaner and all you have is your starter kit, Thieves and lemon. You can use Thieves oil or lemon. Put a drop of it on a cotton ball, clean it, okay? I'm gonna turn this back on. All right, here. Let's see if I can find it. Sorry, can't do more than one thing at a time. I can't talk and do something at the same time, right? So anyway, that's another little tip and trick about your diffusers. I'm trying to think right offhand. Alrighty, I feel like there was something else I was going to show you guys. Spray bottles. I meant to, let's see, my spray bottle sitting right over here. I had a list of everything to grab. I really did. And on my list, I grabbed almost everything except for a spray bottle and carrier oil. How to do spray bottles. These, if you are doing, when I first started using oils, I didn't know you were supposed to use glass. I had no idea that glass was what you were supposed to do. And I would mix essential oils in plastic bottles I bought at the dollar store. And over time, because they were cheap, what would happen is that plastic would break down. If you don't have glass right offhand and you're only using the oil for like a spray to make the room smell better, it's okay for a short period of time. But over a period of time, what's going to happen is those oils are so strong, they're going to break down that plastic, and the plastic itself can be harmful to you. If you're going to ingest essential oils, always have them in a glass jar, always. I have a big glass Pioneer Woman Mason, 32-ounce glass Mason jar that I carry around with every last time I work, because I carry this big 32-ounce glass thing. But that way I can put my oils in it if I want to, and it helps me get my water in every day. I try to at least drink 64 ounces of water, and that way I can add some lemon or some lime, or lemon and lime together is my favorite. A drop of peppermint, and when I say a drop of peppermint, I mean like a drop of peppermint is all you need. Spearmint's a really good one to add. All of those Vitality oils are really good to add, but make sure you have a glass container. Or those like Yeti type cups, those big metal silver ones, those are really good for you too, to use oils in. Okay, spray bottles. These glass spray bottles, this is a room spray. What I've done is I've taken some witch hazel and water, and then whatever essential oils I want to make. Again, these glass spray bottles you can buy on Amazon, you can buy on all kinds of different places. Like I said, I didn't have these when I first started using oils. I didn't know anything about using glass. You live and you learn. But I did, and I have recently found at the dollar store, they have those aluminum ones, and those work just as well for $1. So that's even, that's pretty cheap. These, when you get them online, are like 89 cents a piece. I love keeping them in the bathroom, that sort of thing. I've replaced all of my Febrezes, all that sort of stuff, and I keep the sprays in there, and it really helps. So, use glass though, okay? I used to make my own homemade bug spray for the summertime for the kiddos, and when they would go out and I didn't know to use glass, and I would use plastic, and when I made this to help, in the summertime for the boys, it was so strong that the plastic started eating away at the bottom. I'm like, oh, that's not a good idea. And then that's when I realized you're supposed to use glass or the aluminum ones. I still prefer glass over the other ones, but like I said, those are cheaper and sometimes easier to find. But so Young Living now makes their own bug spray, and it's awesome, by the way. I had it last year and it works really, really good. Just for future reference, since summer's coming up, their bug spray is really awesome and it's not harmful to you. So anyway, that's a few tips and tricks about the oils. I'm not going to keep you too long tonight, but I did want to share with you guys some of this stuff because I feel like as a new person, lots of times this is just things you don't know. So do either one of you guys have any questions? I know both of you are pretty new with your kids, and I'm really excited for you both. I'm glad you're loving them. Do you have any questions? Anything? Candy, I can send you a recipe for it, or you can buy Young Livings. The recipe calls for a lot of oils, and when you tally it up, it's actually cheaper to buy theirs, because I priced that last year, because I was just going to buy more of the other ones and make my own, because my own work really well, and I thought, well, theirs is cheaper than buying all the oils to make it, and so I bought theirs, and theirs is actually really, really good. And their insect repellent, the bottle it comes in, it's kind of a liquid, which threw people off. But what Melissa did, because her kids were small, my friend Melissa, she took a roller bottle and she actually put the insect repellent in there, in the roller bottle, and she would roll it on her kids. And it made it a lot easier to apply. You could actually take it and put it in a spray bottle, because it would spray too. Theirs is really versatile. I mean, or I would take it in my hands and just put it on the boys that way. Kind of like a lotion. But I really, really do like theirs. It works really well. So either one of you guys have any other questions? Like I said, I felt like I was kind of a little bit all over the place tonight, but there were just some tips and tricks I wanted to show you guys. And I want to talk, and I want to try to focus it on the starter kit, because I know that's what you guys have a lot of. I'm not going to go into great detail about each oil in the kit. I don't think you guys need that yet at this moment. But that's why I kind of want to focus this on, I guess, oily hacks would be the word. You know, like life hacks would be oily hacks. So, all right, if anybody else has any questions, and we'll call it a night. And if you think of something, you can always post it. This class will be up for a while. Yes, Candy, they are. The big, like, you know, it's like Yeti type. I use that all the time. Just be careful. Lots of times those lids are plastic. And my friend actually, her lid messed up because it would touch the oil. So whenever I use oils in mine, I use those aluminum or those metal drinking straws in it with it. Let me show you. I ordered these. This is my big glass one I carry to work. They laugh at me. I ordered these metal drinking straws off Amazon, like $5 for 6 of them or something like that. And I really, really love it. Okay, I will gladly tell you about the Desert Mist. You're going to love it. I love the Desert Mist. This one is actually, I had to seal it out in my son's room tonight. I told him, I was like, Mommy's going to clean it for you. This is his. Whenever I told him he wanted a diffuser for his room when we bought our new house, I said, okay, you can have one. And my mother-in-law had this one, and he picked it out because he loved Grammys. All right, this is what it'll do. All right, so this is it off. It has 3 different settings, okay? This one, the first one, I'm going to try to hold it away from my face where you guys can still see it. The first setting is like a continuous setting. It's the shortest one. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I can look them up if you need me to. The shortest setting right here. It means it diffuses it very short. It's continuous, doesn't shut off and on. The second setting can go up to 8 hours, 6 to 8 depending on the oils you use. And that can depend on, I think, maybe the thickness of the oils, that sort of thing. So 6 to 8 hours on the second setting. The third setting, which is my favorite, and we use it, goes up to 10 hours. I will turn it on at 8 o'clock when my kids go to bed, and at 7:30 the next morning it's still running sometimes, depending on, you know, what time I turn it on, that sort of thing. But it runs all night for them, and that's what I like, especially upstairs with them in their room. So when you first turn it on, it's kind of this white color. I'm going to see if I can... There you go. So you can see it and not me. So it's kind of this white color when you first turn it on. It's got 2 buttons here. I don't know if you can see them. The first one is the switches, like the first setting, second setting, third setting. The second one is your color mode. So this is the white setting. When you hit it again, it's a dimmer. So it just makes it a little bit dimmer. When you hit it the third time, this is your candle flicker setting. You seeing it in the camera is not as pretty as it is in person. I absolutely love this when I'm having a class or doing a raindrop massage, something like that for somebody. This is a really good setting to have it on. Then you have your colors. This is what my kids love. They love changing the colors. Every night we have a different color, although my oldest loves it on red. It changes, I think, I can't remember how many different colors it changes, but it goes to like the whole rainbow colors here. And this is, I like the setting too. I keep it on this one all the time. And then you have, this is another neat thing, you can pick your own color. And if you want it orange, it stays on orange. You want it yellow, green, blue, that blue looks funny, purple, and then it's off. The diffuser is still running, but the color or the light's off. So that's the Desert Mist. I think it's one of my favorites that Young Living has ever had. Let's see. There we go. I really like it. I plan on getting a couple more for my house. I recently, within the last week, I've had 2 diffusers die. My very first one, well, not last week, last month. My first one that I ever got with my starter kit, and that, guys, I only had that one. Whenever I lived in my old house, that's the only diffuser I had for over a year, and I would run it all day and move it to the bedroom and run it all night, and bring it around, like move it around my house. That's the only one I had at the time, and then slowly over time I've bought more. But that diffuser they don't make anymore, so that one died. And then I had gotten one as a gift that was not Young Living. It worked okay. So people always ask me, what's the difference between a Young Living diffuser and a cheap one I can buy on Amazon? There are several differences. Number one, they do not disperse the oils as well as Young Living's do. Most of them are made cheaply, meaning the essential oils can actually erode the diffuser and break it. I had a friend who bought one off of like eBay or Amazon, something like that, really cheap for like 20 bucks, maybe even bought it at Walmart, I don't remember. And it actually, putting Young Living's essential oils in it, which are real and pure, it like eroded the diffuser itself, because it was not made for real pure essential oils. It was made for the junky ones sitting on the shelf beside it. So that's a big difference. Also, all of Young Living's diffusers come with a year warranty. And when you buy just a diffuser, you get 2 oils with it. You get tangerine and peppermint. So when you buy a Desert Mist by itself, you get those 2 oils with it. When you buy a Dewdrop by itself, or a Rainstone, or any of the other ones, you always get those 2 oils with it. So you don't just get just the diffuser, you get the oils too, which is kind of neat. So I really love the Desert Mist as far as that goes. And price-wise, it's the same price as the Dewdrop, which blows my mind, because I love the Dewdrop, but this one does so much more. So it's around a really good price on it. I think it's $63.75. So I think it's a really good price. If you go and you buy the diffuser I had was gifted to me, and it came from Bed Bath & Beyond. The lady who gave it to me, I looked it up. She paid over $60 for it, and it worked. But after about an hour, you couldn't smell the essential oils. It didn't, I can't think the right word, ionize, I think it's the word I'm looking for. Whatever it does to vibrate the oils and disperse them throughout, so you smell them the whole time the diffuser's running. You want to smell the essential oils. I don't want to turn it on and smell them for the first hour, and then when the diffuser's still running, you don't smell anything. When you run a Young Living diffuser, you smell oils the whole time. And that one you did not. So I hated almost to use it sometimes, because I felt like I was wasting my oils, because you didn't get the benefits of it the whole time. I would use it lots of times more as a humidifier and just put water in it and run the water. So that's a little bit of the differences between those and some of the other ones. I had a friend who bought an Aria diffuser with her starter kit, the one with the glass top that plays music and does all that. And either her cat or a kid, nobody fessed up to it, so she's wondering if it was a cat. But somebody had cleaned it up, so somebody did it somewhere, but nobody would fess up to who broke it. It had the glass top and they broke the base. It was within that year time frame, and Young Living replaced the whole thing. And that diffuser is like a $300 diffuser almost, and they replaced it all. She's like, I'm sorry, it broke. You know, is there anything you can do for me? And they said, yeah, sure, we'll send you replacements within your warranty period. No questions asked, and she didn't have to send anything back. They said just throw it away. So really good about that. Any other questions? Mom, you got anything? But as far as price-wise goes, I do love diffusers. And be careful, if you order a diffuser on your Essential Rewards order, they're one of the few products that their price and their PV don't match. They're only half. So like they're 63, so you only get half PV, so that wouldn't meet your 50 PV order. So just be careful of that. I've had somebody run into problems with that before, so I try to tell people they are only half, so be careful whenever you do that. All right, if you come up with anything, you know where to find me. So if you guys don't have anything else, I will let you go. Thanks for joining me tonight, and I hope I helped you. I hope I gave you some good tips, especially with you just getting started, okay? Anybody else have any other questions? I'll give it just a minute. Let's see. You're welcome, Candy. And layering is really beneficial when you need it. And I've used it lots of times, especially for head tension. That's probably like the #1 time I use it. And I gotten to where I rarely have to take any other medication for it. So And I would much rather use oils than, kill my liver with other medication because it has to filter it out. So, all right. Mom, you should go back and watch the beginning because I talked about how to take the tops off the oils, like this plastic part, how to get the top off and all that stuff, and how to clean the bottles out and why you should save them and all that. So when you get a chance, go back and watch the beginning, okay? I'll post it for everybody else that needs to come back and watch. So, all right, you guys have an awesome night. Thanks for joining me. And what I'll do is I'll go from the comments here and pick somebody to win that Synergy blend, okay? And I'll post it tomorrow, all right? Good night, guys.